Well. Oh, whoa, what do I have? Who is this? Where am I? Oh, I'm right here. Oh, is it going back to the 80s, part number 2? I did say something iconic would be here. Woo! Look at this. This was like probably I think the second most requested thing from you guys in the comment section last video was, dude, you gotta check out an ADA MP1. And in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, if only you knew what was happening next week. So yes, this is, in fact, an ADA MP1. I think it is some of the most iconic 80s tones came out of this little box here. It's surprisingly lightweight. So this is a preamp, but it actually has some tubes in it, and this is one that has been hairified. So there's a mod that they would do where it would quiet the system down a little bit. It was pretty noisy, apparently. And this one has had that mod. Now, just like last week, I was talking about my buddy Michael Nilsson. Well, he led me down a dangerous path to the ultimate preamp guy, whose name is Michael Torrent. So apparently, if your name's Michael, you collect preamps, and that's just the way that it is. And you just accept your fate, and you buy preamps, and you collect them. So we were talking about trading some stuff, and I have another thing right there, you can't see it, that I'm going to have in another episode. But I was telling him, I said, you know, do you have an MP1? And he had this. It's a 1987. You know, this came out and kind of took over. You know, it was the heavy hitter in the 80s when it came out. And like I said, it came out in the late 80s, but it doesn't mean that there weren't a lot of guys that used it. This is the main sound of guys like Vito, Nuno's Porno Graffiti tone, which is one of my favorite tones ever, is his tone on that. Apparently is the ADA MP1. Oh, that's my phone. So yes, Vito, Nuno. The first time I ever saw an MP1 was Paul Gilbert's, is it Intense Rock 1? I think it's that one, where he's showing his rack, and I just remember these blue dials on there, and he had an MP1. And Skid Row used these. Lots of guys used these when they came out. It has tons of low end, tons of gain. I was talking to Michael Nilsson, so many Michaels now, about how, you know, the 80s, it's funny to hear, because that late 80s into like the early 90s, like 92, 93, probably from like 86, 85 to 93, the tones and production, everything got so good. That's my favorite era of the 80s. It sounds incredible, and a lot of them were using this. So let's go ahead and dive onto this. I'm going to show you a tone that I made real quickly, not spent any real time on it. And for the tones, the way I'm running this is I actually have this running into the master effects loop of my amp switcher. So what's kind of fascinating is that you can hear this thing with the power section, because I'm slaving out my amp. So I'm not using the preamp section, I'm only using the power section. So you could hear it into the Friedman, into the Orange, into the Rev, into the JCM 800, and it changes the way that this preamp is reacting to them. So it's kind of fascinating. So let's go ahead and let's get some tones, man. Enough talking. Back to the 80s. Whoop! I'm going to go through presets and kind of have some fun and geek out with it. But this was just a preset that I made, and I was really wanting to have some reverb. But, you know, I was wanting to run the SBX90 into it. At the end, if you want a little sneak peek into what's coming, I'm going to eventually try to turn all of this stuff into a huge 80s, you know, rack rig, and then you'll get to hear everything together. But for now, this is just this, and the reverb you're hearing is out of the Orange. But if I switch to, say, the JCM 800, you can hear what it sounds like bone dry. And then what was fascinating was the Orange darkened it up, but then like the JCM 800, listen to like the snap and bite it kind of added to it. Very bitey, a lot of treble. I would actually probably have to dial this in a little bit different. But for now, I have it on the Orange. That way I can have a little bit of reverb on there. And I'm just going to roll with it, man. Reverb just makes everything better. I know some people might want to hear just the dry tones, but it's the 80s. Reverb, everything must happen. You know, Eddie Van Halen's my #1. Jimmy Page is my #2. I wouldn't really hesitate to say that Nuno is possibly my number 3 most influential and favorite guitar player. This was the sound of what Nuno used on Porno Graffiti. You know, there were lots of guys. Shoot, Skid Row, lots of guys, like I said. So this is the tone. You know, I never understood how Nuno got this kind of like woody sound to his tone, like when he would do those muted things. And because like the first extreme, it's his style is part of it, of course, but the first extreme wasn't as like defined his tone. And then like the Porno Graffiti stuff, and even into Three Sides to Every Story, I don't know if he used it on that as well, but it has a very similar sound to it. And as soon as I did this, I was like, can it do the Nuno mute? Sorry, the computer's going. There it was. I was like, it does it. All I want to do is just play Nuno riffs constantly. I'll do one more Nuno thing and we're just gonna dive into this, but man, it reminds me so much of his tone. Like, it's not like a perfect match of his tone, because obviously I don't have Nuno's hands, but man, you know, it's right there. All right, we'll geek out to more Nuno stuff here in a minute. Let's go through some presets. Like, so this is just one that I programmed. I'm not sure how much, like I said, Michael Torn had messed around with stuff. I think, but huge thank you to Michael for trading me some stuff for this. And like I said, I got something else I'm going to show you guys here, maybe in a week or two. We'll see. But anyways, like I said, you get going through these presets. A lot of it's very samey, because you got to remember, this isn't a multi-effects unit. It has distortion and it has chorus, and that's pretty much what it has. You know. But the chorusing sounds really good. It gets heavier as it goes, so I think I'm going to skip a couple of these and go, oh, here we go. Tell me that doesn't sound 80s as all get out. Not quite the sound, but similar, right? Preset 4, there's tons of presets on here. Lower gain, kind of like... You can call me mine. I don't know the words to that song. You can call me out. That is so compressed. They're like, how much compression can we put on here? All of it. And the cleans were surprisingly clean. Almost like direct sounding. I can't remember what ones were the ones I really liked. Oh, here we go. I might change guitars, I don't know. We'll see. Oh. It's like all the distortion. that's the one I wanted. There we go. This is. I was like, I played it clean, and it sounded so good. And then it made me think of like, is this love? It's all there, man. I was like, I know it was like 18, 19, 20, something like that. Now, you can obviously edit all this stuff, but I'm just kind of going through presets, and, I'm just going to have fun with it. Let me go back to the one that I was kind of making. I like quickly made it. I didn't spend any real time on it. And you can store the stuff on here. Like, these are presets, like up to 9. And if you're past preset number 10 and you hit 1, it goes to 11, 12, and so on. But, so now I'm on 9, so if I go to 1, it should take me to 1. This is the one that I was working on. Which I'll play with my other guitars. I'm going to try to remember next time. I'm going to learn some new riffs for you guys. That way it's not just the same like 5 riffs that I know. I put some P90s in here. Let's see how noisy this thing is with this. I haven't heard it with P90s yet. Noticeably louder. There you have it. And look, I just thought about it. Hey, this is an 89 Les Paul. It fits in perfectly. So hey, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, we're going to keep doing these. You guys want them to be a series. I just purchased something else that gets here today, so there will be at least 2 more episodes of this, and we'll have to go from there and see if my wife keeps believing me when I say like, oh no, I need to get this stuff. So other than that, guys, hey, thank you all so much. Leave me comments down below. What rack gear do you think I should get next, or pedals, or guitars that we should check out? Like I said, it can be anything. So outside of that, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. And, we'll keep the 80s coming. All right, see you guys later this week. Whoop!